Okay, don't worry, you have a few minutes, because I'm gonna go over a few things and this little slide, and then I'm gonna open up my LinkedIn so we can get busy. I was listening to one of my Audible books. I love Audible or whatever this morning on the way down there because it took me 1 hour and 25 minutes thanks to traffic. I don't even live that far, it's crazy, but that's what it did. So they said something that totally, and I did not know this, so one of you in here might know this, but they were talking about how long it takes to build friendships. So not just superficial relationships, not client connections, friendships. And they had it in two different categories where you have casual friends and then your besties. Okay? And it takes at least 75 hours of spending time with someone and getting to know them before you are actually casual friends, to get to know them enough to be casual friends. And so when you think about that, that could take a long time, especially when you're an adult, with things with friends every day, like school, you can get 75 hours real quick. And that's why when we're children, we have friendship is more like a group sport. And it's the way that school and sports and neighborhoods and everything is, it makes it like that. We don't even consider it. And then as you become an adult, friendship becomes a lot harder because we have the period of scatter post, secondary education or getting jobs or going to the military or getting married and going where a spouse has to go. Now friendship is harder. It's not a group sport anymore, it's individual. Right, so instead of being like on a football team, now you're like playing one-on-one a tennis match, and it takes more effort to maintain friendships as an adult and relationships as adults because we have so much stuff going on now. We have work and kids and family issues and trying to deal with clients. And if you're sitting here right now and you're a real estate agent, I feel like it's even harder because we're all over the place. We don't know what our schedule is day to day, even though we're supposed to technically have a plan, whatever, but we don't. Our clients and then family and whatever's going on, and pipes bursting in houses and one catching on fire, literally like will happen at any given time. Like how honestly are you supposed to maintain these relationships? So 75 hours as an adult could take a year, because that means you gotta hang out at least 75 times. Because you're gonna hang out for about an hour at a time. You gotta lunch with someone 75 times. To be besties as an adult, it's 200, or at any age, it's 200 hours. Again, super easy to hit that 200 hours to get a best friend. You need a minimum, right? This is the minimum number. And so the way that hit me, as I was like preparing myself for what I call war, which is just opening my emails in the morning, I said, oh my God, like that is literally it. When you're in a sales position, especially real estate agents, we're not necessarily trying to have a casual friend or a bestie with every client, but we have like 15 seconds of pitch to get someone to like us enough to then continue a conversation. And then we have to ask them to marry us, which is past bestie, on documents. And then they have to trust us enough in such a teeny tiny amount of time to go purchase a house and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. So when you think about that, if you get one client, you're doing something awesome. So don't beat yourself up if you don't have 100 clients that are active and talking to you in your pipeline, because you are having to garner the amount of trust that is past casual friend, best friend, spouse. The spouse is like in the thousands of hours to really know someone well enough that they say you're supposed to marry them. And growing up in my culture, I was like, dang, you barely get to choose, let alone spend thousands of hours. I'm not supposed to date technically, right? So I was like, oh, mind blowing, right? And I was like, this isn't cool, right? But and we're asking someone who's a stranger to trust us on a level that should have had taken thousands of hours. So just take that into consideration as you're going through your day-to-day activities. Every time one person, you get them to trust you in this real estate career, you have accomplished something, a feat that is magnificent. That is so awesome. And so give yourself the pat on the back and the kudos, and let that be a huge win for you. Every little client, tenant, seller, buyer, investor, whatever that may be, don't take it so lightly. It changed my perspective. And I've been doing this a long time. And right now at almost 39 years old, and I've been like real estate adjacent my whole adult life, so it's been a long time, almost 20 years. Like my perspective got changed this morning on the way down here. And it's very relevant to this because we're about to reach out to a bunch of strangers. And so that's why I brought that up, and I was like, wow, look how that alignment happened this morning for me. And so I want to. I know you guys heard this many times, your network is your net worth, and LinkedIn is where professionals play to win. Not even 5 years ago, and it still is the most underused platform, period. There's less users on LinkedIn than any other social media platform. And it's underused still by real estate agents. So I picked the theme of gold mine because you don't have as much competition out here. Now, if I keep teaching this class, I'm gonna fuck that up for you. However, but it is a gold mine because real estate agents are not utilizing this for the lead generating machine that it is. Over 65, between 65 and 70% of LinkedIn users have a steady job. They also are very serious about their jobs and their career. Most of them are on there trying to better themselves in some way, shape, or form or get to the next level. That sounds like a perfect client to me. They got the 2 years of job history and steady income already knocked out, right? They're also professionals, and there's other people that you can work with. Here we go. This is recent 2025 stats. There's now 1.1 billion users worldwide on LinkedIn. So there's a big pond here, right? 65+ million decision makers. 4 out of 5 members drive business decisions. Users have 2 times the buying power of the average internet user. That's my most favorite line. Users on LinkedIn have 2 times the buying power of the average internet user, meaning more than your Facebook, your Instagram, your TikTok. These are perfect for business to business, high net worth clients, and why is that way? And referrals, I think it said yes. Lenders, attorneys, HR reps, etc. Here's your age distribution. 20%, 18 to 24 years, almost 60%, 25 to 34. And if you've been paying attention to the NARC stats that have been coming out, this is actually the age group buying houses right now. This is the main age group, and there's 60% of them are on the best platform for you to be shopping for them. And these ones have jobs. These are the 25 to 34-year-olds that have careers. College graduates, have technical trades, experts in their field, and they are striving to be at that next level. And most people here having a piece of the American dream, which I feel like is slowly diminishing, but yet it's here, is homeownership, property ownership, right? We have a good chunk of 35 to 54 years, 55 plus. Only reason why this number is so low is because these people are not so tech savvy. We gotta break that barrier. And I stated it earlier, third quarter, all of third quarter, every single Tuesday at 12 o'clock. It'll be on Zoom. I'm doing nothing but tech classes. Because it's like one of the biggest barriers for my agents of all ages is just either if they're younger, they're just afraid to hit a button and do something. And I'm gonna touch all the buttons while we're in class so they know exactly what happens when you click here. And then also I do have some of my more seasoned agents that are getting their butts kicked by younger agents who are more tech savvy. They look more flashy when they go on the listing appointment, right? Setup, and this is where I need you to log into your LinkedIn so we can get started. Because I don't want you to be executing the live lead gen portion and you don't look beautiful on LinkedIn quite yet. And you don't have your real estate stuff up there. So if you haven't touched your resume on LinkedIn in a long time, now would be the time to make sure it says you're a real estate agent. I had one kid go ham talking about real estate. And he forgot to actually put in his profile, which I'm gonna show you guys in a minute, that he was a licensed real estate agent in the state of Pennsylvania. That's what we were studying. So we kept getting these responses like, do you have a realtor I can talk to? And he was going, in his mind, he was going, I'm a realtor. And I'm like, well, sir, guess what? You can't tell. You don't have your life. You don't say what neighborhood you work at, you don't update. He goes, oh my God, I'm so stupid. I said, you're not stupid, you're just moving too fast, right? But if you can, on your devices, have LinkedIn up on one browser tab, and then open a second browser tab, because we're gonna need ChatGPT today. You can open up your ChatGPT. If you don't have one you love, I like to just Google open, OPEN AI, and hit enter. And that'll pop up, and that's my favorite ChatGPT to use for come up with catchy things to say and making documents and all those things, but. And I'm gonna open up my profile in just a minute so I can show you all these sections. You have a place to put a banner image. It's like 1,000 pixels by 190 pixels. So if you need to like use Canva or Paint or Word, or you wanna put a picture up there, it's kind of very long and skinny, but you need 1,000. It says online it's like 1180 pixels by 190, but I'm here to tell you that every time you do that size, it cuts off the end pieces and it's too long. So I learned that you gotta do like 1,000, even 900 by 190 works. But you can make a banner image, and if I were you, I would utilize that. And I wouldn't put a picture of a pretty house. I would put something regarding the niche market of people I want to work with. First time home buyer specialist. Not gonna help you get a client. Wherever you have a blank space, your logo is great, right? But your logo doesn't attract your client. Your logo helps people identify who have already heard of you or seen you, identify that this is from you, but it doesn't bring a client in. Yeah. But you're gonna wanna put something there like, I love to help people sell their home fast in Bucks County. I love to help first-time home buyers in Newcastle County. Like, put something, like whoever you want to work with, put it on your banner. That should be on your Instagram, your Facebook, your TikTok, your Alignable, your whatever platforms you're using. People make that mistake. If you wanna specialize working with investors and say, I help investors find the best properties for whatever niche you're in, right? You like to do commercial, put what you want. Just saying I'm a realtor, that's very big. We could be doing all types of stuff. I know a couple realtors that don't even do real estate. I don't want to do real estate. My stuff's all about coaching. I don't want to go show houses. I have to go show houses all day on Sunday, and I'm just trying to think. I've been kind of pre-interviewing agents that I trust to take these people out here. If the agent or if the clients weren't so damn bougie and sedity from DC, I wouldn't take them myself, but I'm scared that somebody else they might run. So
I guess it's like a verification badge.
No, you don't have to, they're just trying to get you to.
okay, that's the premium stuff, right?
Okay.
So your banner image and then your clear headline, helping professionals buy, sell, invest in real estate across, blah, 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 right? Featured section, you can pin listings, testimonials, that you can post on your LinkedIn, just like Facebook. It's more similar to Facebook than it is any of the other platforms, right? Get into that, I'll show you in a second, and then your about section. This is like a little mini bio section. You also can put your entire work history. And let me tell you why it might be important. If you're new to LinkedIn, don't shy away from putting where you worked before. For example, I have my US Air Force on there. Veterans love to work with veterans. I've talked about this before. We just think we're automatically good people because we're veterans. And honestly, we'll buy it. But that's what it is, right? But that's what, and most, the general population who's not military or not affiliated thinks, oh, they're a veteran, they fought for our country, they're great people. 70% of military people don't even make it out to war. And right now, we're not fighting for our freedom, we're just fighting for oil. So I don't know how people got that is, whatever. So let's be realistic, okay? Either way, I fought because I wanted to run away from a prearranged marriage and I wanted college money. I was just a very defiant girl. But anyways, pro tip, add emojis or space out your summary for readability. I've heard people all the time, they're like, emojis look unprofessional. Some of them might. You can use a little check mark. Let me tell you what they do. Draw people's eyes to what you're trying to point out. So I'm not saying, when I say use emojis, it doesn't have to be a smiley face, you know? But there's like check marks, there's the exaggerated red exclamation mark or question mark. For example, if I were one of you guys, in my like headline or in my about section, I might say, like have something that is attention grabbing and use the big red question mark emoji at the end of it. Like, did you know you didn't need 20% down to purchase your first home? Have you heard about house hacking? That's a great buzzword. Everyone's house hacking, house hacking, house hacking. Well, if you got that buzzword and it's something big and red, they're gonna at least see that and like, that's talking about.
But it's like, even on this slide right here, if you took out the emojis, it would all look jumbled in it.
Yeah, it
You know what I
make
mean?
sure I go
Yeah.
pause, look at something else, do this or that, 1000%. So
If they don't like you.
right? They're probably stiff as shit. So I'm like, let's get the bulb. So let me switch over to my. Yeah, mine. It's a little different. It's all about coaching and the things. Right? This is your like landing page, your desktop. When you log into LinkedIn, it looks like this. The sections we were just talking about are all here. You go to view profile. See how I have my banner here? Ask me about free real estate school and my Setup to Succeed program. They're like, free real estate school, that gets everybody. There's people, and if anyone ever in their life said, real estate seems interesting, or they call one episode $1 million listing in LA, New York, whatever, they're curious. They're all ages. I go into the high schools, I have 17, 18-year-olds that are excited about it. I get people in their early 30s. I have a 62-year-old man in my pro coaching program right now. He's been retired. He's like independently wealthy. He's like doing it for like, he said shits and giggles. Okay. That was his words, you know? So it takes all, but it's it grabs a lot of attention, you know what I mean? Realtor originated insight, results oriented instruction. You know what that is? ROI, right? That's my thing. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, contact info, 2,500 followers, 500 plus connections, my LLC. I graduated from University of Maryland,
Go Terps.
right? My about section is like my little bio, right? Tess Adams, blah, blah, ChatGPT helped me all day. Oh, for those of you listening.
Save, you know, ChatGPT all day long.
Yeah, let me do.
And the best thing with ChatGPT, you just put, I need a profile for LinkedIn.
I'm gonna talk
I
about
know.
that in just
Yeah.
a second. Yeah, I'm literally gonna just do a fake one right now. So I hit ChatGPT. Let's say start now. What can I help you with? Let me tell you your prompt. Always that's your prompt. Whenever you're doing anything, whether it's a description for a new listing, whether it's social media captions, whether it's coming up with a bio, you have to tell whatever the way you communicate with this little bot. And the more specific you are about what you are looking for and what you need, the better results you're gonna get. Because if you type in, write a bio for Jane Doe Realtor for her LinkedIn page, you're gonna get a very dry, it'll suffice, it'll be what you ask for. If you say, act as a top producing real estate agent and write a brief bio for Jane Doe Realtor's professional LinkedIn page, period. Be sure to include, she graduated from blah, blah university. She loves da, 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 da. She received this award, like put a couple specifics, period, and then hit enter. Oh, now you're cooking with grease. Now you look super awesome.
In your profile, would you personal stuff as far as like me fishing? Would you
Yeah.
put that in there?
Yeah, because other people that like to fish are just automatically gonna have this false sense of security with you.
Okay.
They're like, oh, he's a veteran, he's a realtor, and he likes to fish. That's my people. Yeah. Oh, they graduated from Drexel University and she loves cats. Me too. That's how they pick you. You're laughing. That's over 70% of people that are getting into real estate for one way, shape, or form, whether they're buying, selling, over 70% find a realtor online. The other 30% get referrals. 70% of the people out here need to buy and sell are they're Googling, which is why your SEO, why your profiles, and that's why I keep saying, pick your niche market and stick with it for a hot minute so they can find you, not just so you can find them, because 70% of people out here looking for you. So if you don't say who you want to work with and what you're doing, when they're putting in the Google search bar, investment specialist, Wilmington, Delaware, top producing realtors in Newcastle County. If you don't have that anywhere on any of your online stuff, you're not getting matched up. If all you have is John Doe Realtor, John Doe Realtor, John Doe Realtor, do you not? First of all, the state allows way too many. The bar is set too low, okay, because it's a mess. And so they might get to 5 bedrooms, so they get to a decent. The percentage of people that reuse the same realtor is very low. Yeah, not good, right? But this is where you go to do the chat GBT. So you have this, you can add top skills, services that you provide. You need to put all this. And don't assume that everyone knows exactly what real estate agents do. You provide other services other than helping buy, sell, invest. Property valuations. CMA reports. Home buyer education. Document review. Right? Activity, this is where you can put your little posts, unlock 25 insider tips to save big on your first home, grant, and hacks and more. This Eventbrite that I hosted, I don't care if you want to copy it, the name and all the things. 125 people showed up on a Saturday morning on my Zoom at 10 o'clock. I did not know what to do with myself. I literally didn't know what to do with myself. It is what's feeding leads to my PC program right now. And just since I checked my email last, we have another one under contract. I have 13 brand new licensed agents under contract in my PC program right now. And all the leads came from here. I sent out 8 referrals so far, like solid pre-approved referrals to other states. There was people from Texas. 25 ways to save when purchasing a home. If you set up an Eventbrite or a meeting, you probably even in person with that title, I did not realize the gold mine I hit when I did that. I turned on that screen, I was like, I should have put makeup on. I didn't expect that many people to show up. I thought it would just be a couple locals and I didn't really get it cracked and I ain't gonna lie.
You're like, I'm gonna wait 10 minutes,
Oh,
nobody
yeah.
shows up, I'll be done.
I had a couple people like register, but because I guess people were up late at night and called it last minute, I didn't see all the emails and the registrations at crack ass dawn in the morning before I turned the Zoom on. I just showed up and I was like, ugh. So I'm just saying, feel free, right? And then this was a virtual luxury home tour that I did. But this is where you can have all your little hopes, right? And then here's your resume. I just opened up this LLC, like made it all official last year. I've had my team for 4 years and 6 months, my personal team. I've been with KW for the last 4 years. I own and operated my own consulting accounting firm for 18 years. I closed that January of this year because I'm too busy. I was a CFO of Remax. Before that, I was another CFO. I think my military history and stuff's here. University of Maryland, Bachelor of Applied Science, Community College of the Air Force. QuickBooks certified, probably not anymore. I renewed it, don't have to. Real estate, broker sales agent, some volunteering stuff I did. I actually probably should update that. Again, your skill set, languages, interests, pauses. Like you put all your stuff on here, right? It's extensive. You can put as much or as little as you want, but obviously the more you put, the better.
What do you have under the real estate resources tab under your,
Here,
right under the, above the follower
Oh.
there? Yeah.
my website.
Okay.
Yeah, this is my team website. You can find your little property, talk to people. There's your fearless leader here at the front desk now, right? All right, so we are gonna go back to the desktop here. And we're gonna click the little N so we can get back to the main page. Now here we're gonna do the magic, and we also need chat GPT open, because when I tell you what you're supposed to do, you're gonna go, oh shoot, what do I say? So we're gonna go in the search bar right here. And anyone in here, a prior educator, teacher? What do we do? What do we do for work before you guys came here? Somebody, what'd you do? Huh?
Slang drugs,
Old
retail management.
Old martial arts.
Plant, like,
You owned martial arts schools? All right.
Good day.
Let me see, martial arts. Let me just put martial arts. I'm gonna hit enter and I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do next. We're gonna go like that. And then we're gonna do people. All these people are affiliated with martial arts industry, some way, shape, or form, right? And then you can do better, locations. See what I'm saying? And look, that's what you can reach out to, he may or may not know. Oh, that's rude, they don't know, oh, I spelled it wrong, I was like, didn't you put Delaware is? Rude, here we go. Show results. You have something in common with all these people, other owners, current martial arts school owner, martial arts instructor. Imagine you came up with ChatGPT with some cute little, because next step you're gonna need to say message, maybe cute's not the right word for men in martial arts, some savvy little blip, right? Savvy's a better word, I think. To introduce yourself, something that was martial arts related, or maybe not. Maybe you're just gonna be like, hey, you know, I saw that we both are in the martial arts industry or martial arts enthusiast, and from one professional to another, I just wanted to connect and hopefully we can be a good resource of business to each other. Period. Contact information. Because what you're gonna do, let me pick someone that doesn't think I'm gonna ask them on a date, because God, I hate when that happens. Let me say, Michael, he looks safe, he has a black lab. See how we get that false sense of security? I'm gonna say connect. It's gonna say, it's in the way. Personalized by adding a note, do not send without a note, do not be lazy. They're not gonna pay attention to you, you're just gonna be a new connection they're never gonna talk to. Add a note, say something savvy, say something cute, say something that's gonna make them remember they reached out, or put their head to the side and go. Let me tell you the best time to do this. When you already have your Eventbrite up for your next educational seminar, or your little whatever, your 25 ways to save when buying a home. I just wanted to invite you. Hi, so nice to connect with you. I saw we had some synergies. I would love to invite you to my free online event. Bam. Now you reached out to them with value. You didn't ask them for anything. You gave them an invitation. You gave them an opportunity to learn something. Y'all are so stoked. I can't tell if this is proper or not. So, and you literally are gonna do that, connect. I think it's gonna stop you at like 100. It used to be 100 a day. It might be 100 a week now. Cause they try to stop the spamming. If you buy LinkedIn Premium, and I don't know how much that is, because I'm not doing it. You can connect as many people as you want a day. It's probably worth it, not for nothing.
How much can you connect on the free version?
100, I think. Yeah.
Which is still.
That's even if, so I can't, it used to, I know for a fact it was 100 a day, because when we were in the old Wilmington office, I was heavy with this, but I was looking for people to put in the real estate school, right?
Yeah.
So, and I would get kicked, I would get blocked, and then I think it went to 100 a week. That might actually be the reason why they did that, because I was on LinkedIn. So one time I could log into my LinkedIn, they thought I was going so fast one day, and then it happened to Alex too, because she was doing it with me. One time we both got kicked out of LinkedIn for like 5 days, because we were doing it so fast, like because we were copy pasting, that they thought we were a robot. And I had to send in a picture of my license to verify I was a real human being. I was like pissed, but also impressed and same time. But whatever the cutoff is, but I know if you purchase premium, you can literally, okay? But they do cut you off when you're doing the free stuff. But if it's not martial arts, like some people, like someone in PC said, oh, go ahead. Jim.
Obviously, there's team leaders in here that maybe, what do you like focus on looking for a job?
Look,
Makes sense.
yeah, no, looking for a job, looking for a new opportunity.
Yeah.
And then I kind of read like what they've been doing. If they were ever a pool teacher, a waitress, a bartender,
Service industry, yeah.
listen, I can teach you how to real estate. I can't teach you how to interact with people, be a kind human being. Nurses, I have 3 nurses. Oh, yes, retail, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What I did, and then like, why would you get the hell out of here? That's a great, like, I just thought I could go through, not be here locally, anywhere in the country.
From 0 people to 65, like overnight in Wilmington back in the day. Literally LinkedIn. I was like, look for a job. I can't guarantee you a salary, but I'm putting you in free real estate school, blah, 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 you know, and just went in. Like when
Gary Vaynerchuk's been talking LinkedIn a lot lately.
Yeah.
And that's why when I saw this class pop up, I'm like, oh, perfect time.
Yeah, I've been using it for some years now. And, but I also was the crazy lady saw in there, my team management consulting, I've had it for 18 years. When I started my business, there was no, we still had MySpace. Okay, and Facebook was new-ish, right? It was a couple years old, but there was no Facebook for business yet. There were no business platforms. There was LinkedIn, there was MySpace, and there was Facebook. And there was some other little one-off things like Black Planet and another kind of Christian website. There was a couple other things, right? But those were the only social media profiles we had. And so I used to have two separate personal Facebook pages, and I made one for my business only to market my business, and then one was my personal, and now you can connect them, right? But there was no business, it was just two personal Facebook profile pages, so I've always been thinking outside the box, right? Yeah, so this is for like, yes, team leaders, people wanting to recruit, and then, I had someone in PC say, Tess, I just moved here because my husband's job, we're from the Midwest, I don't have any friends here, I don't have a sphere here, I'm not in any extracurricular activities yet, like, I don't know what to do. I said, well, what school did you graduate from? And she was like, University of Omaha. I said, well, put that in there, let's see if anyone else is from University of Omaha who lives in the greater Philadelphia region. That wasn't the name of the school, but I can't remember what she said in the Midwest, but when we typed in her university and put greater Philadelphia region, there was over 200 other people that graduated from the same school as her, and some were in the same field. And I said, oh, look at that, you do know someone here. Yeah, also. You're gonna see some realtors on here, right? But see, keyword. Do you know what people start typing in Google when they need to move? Even if you're not a relocation specialist, all that means is that you know a lot about the area you live in and you can give them all the nitty-gritty details. Do not let that term frighten you or make you feel like not confident about stating that you're a relocation expert. If you have a good grasp of all the school systems, the businesses in your area, taxes, what do they call it, the utilities and stuff like that, you're a relocation specialist. That's all it is. And you need to have a kind of like a system set up. You need to just be like a very efficient real estate agent and get them through the home buying process and all that. But it's not rocket science. So don't be afraid. Relocating, relocation, whatever. Look at all these people.
Hey Tess, before
Yeah.
you move on, I have a question.
Oh, there's not much after this. I want you guys to do it. This is it. This is the goal.
So I'm on my LinkedIn now. I don't know if it's because I'm a new user and I don't have everything set up yet, but when I go in there and I search something up that like I'm a part of or whatever, it's not, I've only seen like 3 people that I can actually hit connect with. Most of them are blocked out saying I can't view this profile.
You need to be all the way set up,
Okay.
and depending on what you're searching, some people, you can have different settings. You need to check your privacy settings.
Okay.
You can set up your LinkedIn where people can't see your profile picture or connect with you if you don't have a connection already, so they can't be spam. So depending on your field or whatever you're typing in, like there are certain, like all the tech people are really hard to get to. They're the ones that are spamming me all the time, but I cannot spam them back. They're savvy with this, you know what I mean? But, let's just say I was relocating to Dubai. Let's see if there's anyone.
And a good thing, like for you, you're new to the real
Yeah.
estate world. If someone reaches out with saying they're moving to Texas, don't be like, oh, I'm not licensed in Texas. Start the conversation, because the great part about Keller Williams is we have referral agents in every part of the country.
Right.
Get that referral. That's extra money.
When people ask me what states I'm licensed in, I say all of them.
Yep.
Personally, 4 different states. In real life, 4 different states. But when people ask me, I say, oh, I can help you move anywhere.
Yep.
And they look at me, like, I was like, yeah, my network, or I think my team, I act like the entire Keller Williams
Yeah.
is my team. And they don't know any different, and I'm not necessarily lying. I can call someone and be like, hey, do you want some money? They're gonna say, yeah. And sometimes I'll even go so far to get someone pre-approved, because now they're locked in with me. Now they trust me, and also while I'm getting them pre-approved, it gives me more time to go vet someone to give them to.
So when you typed in relocating to Delaware and these other realtors popped up,
Yeah.
are they popping up because they have that somewhere in their
Yeah,
bio?
yeah, that's me saying you guys need to have these
Like,
keywords.
say the keyword.
Yes. So, I'm not making this right, but, and there are other people that are capitalizing, but not, there was one,
Yeah.
right? So if you have these keywords, so it said picking, I can't like, I'm listening enough, like some people think that just having a huge net cast out there, all the different types of buyers, sellers, investors is the best way. If you don't look like you know what the hell you're talking about and they can't tell who you wanna work with. Real estate's a wide, career field to be in. There's so many things you can do and so many different people you can help. Especially if you're brand new. Now, if you're well seasoned and you're getting mostly referral business and people know you and your brand, that's a little bit different conversation, but it still doesn't mean you shouldn't have a niche.
Nope.
Right? Like Jim is not gonna be an expert on the Poconos. He's licensed in Pennsylvania. He doesn't go up there a whole lot, maybe on vacation, you know what I mean? But I've never seen him travel up there on social media or anything. He stays where he knows, as he should. He understands that. He's an expert, right? When you're brand new, you might pick your first niche, might not be, you might find out that ain't your speed. That's okay, but you need to consistently crack at it for an extended period of time to find that out. Because if you keep changing what you're doing, you're changing all the variables in your little experiment here. You're not gonna know what was working and what wasn't. You're not gonna know what caused your experiment to blow up. So pick your niche here, and there's, just like there's a search bar here, there's a search bar in Facebook and Instagram. It doesn't give you these awesome employed individuals like LinkedIn does all the time. You're gonna find all types of people. However, it still works the same. So exhaust yourself. If you're in Google and you search, let me see, relocation expert needed, you're gonna see all the big corporations that are looking for an agent or someone to help them. They're putting ads out there. They're putting ads out there as if they're going to hire you in a salary position, which some do offer that, which is nuts, but you can approach them as a subcontractor and say, hey, I've lived in Delaware for 28 years and graduated school here, and I'm a local real estate agent. I would be happy to assist your employees with relocating from wherever to wherever, right? The possibilities are endless. Sitting down to do the work, this is like research and development for your real estate career when you're doing stuff like this. You're researching, you're finding your target market, you're reaching out to them, you're testing them to see if they're gonna respond to you or not. You might put fireman in here. I did that because I was thinking of our broker, Vicky, your husband's a retired fireman. She's been affiliated or adjacent to firemen in Philadelphia for like the last 30 years. They know her husband. If she needed to boost her business, which she doesn't, but if she did need to, she could go here and probably just name drop, oh, she probably got all kinds of clients. Makes sense? Hit me.
Oh, hey, so I was thinking, they were talking about, let's say, for example, divorce lawyers. Going in there and connecting with divorce lawyers that are in your area. Or financial advice. So big thing with me and a lot of my clients is connecting with financial advisors.
This little girl, I know her, cutthroat, first of all. So if you're gonna approach her, you better have your shit together. You better look very polished, because she will literally chew you up and spit you out, because she does it to all the men in divorce court. So just warning you.
Yes, so I'm not connected with.
Yeah.
I just thought of that off, but for me, like financial advisors is something that I connect with a lot. So I could go through and find financial advisors for this. It's like a whole new ballgame that.
Cookie over at William Taylor.
Yeah, she is.
She is a,
I mean, when your last name's Law, I think you have to be.
yeah, I was like, oh, she was born for this. Oh, I know Cynthia. She's, I worked with her at, a trust fund company.
It's also great, so like if someone asks you from a client standpoint, hey, do you know any good attorney's the wrong one, but let's say whatever it may be, you can go, oh my God, I totally forgot about so and so. And then reach out to them directly, like, hey, I'm introducing you to a client of mine. Boom, there's a perfect.
LinkedIn is not Facebook.
Yeah,
There's some yahoos on here that treat it like Facebook, and I get so annoyed. Sometimes I wanna be petty and like report them, but I don't let myself. But the inner Karen in me wants to do that sometimes, and make it muddy enough, my little professional world here, this is not what this is for. Take your shenanigans to like TikTok, but anyways, the majority of the people on here are more serious. So you need to approach them in a serious way, in a professional manner, so you get the best return on your investment of time put into here.
Well, there's another one. Yeah,
Alignable.
Yeah.
I'm teaching a class about that in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
my thing with Alignable, I don't, but I get. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
generic.
It's
What?
because they make it too easy. Like
Mhm.
here, they only let you connect with so many and they entice you to actually put a message. In Alignable, you can just do a search and be like. It's annoying. I'm gonna have a class on it though. Not as big. You will. I'm kind of scared to open my messages because I get like the stuff in here. Hi Tess, thanks so much. You'll get some, you know what I mean? And you get congrats.
you'll get that on any platform.
Yeah.
Have you gotten? You're sending out messages to the connect, I guess you get the same thing.
Yeah, I have made great connections. I've gotten referrals from the state of New York. I got a referral from two from Canada from LinkedIn. I have enrolled over 500 people in a free real estate school from LinkedIn. So it works, no matter what angle you're coming at it. If you go fishing in the LinkedIn pond, you're gonna catch something, you know, right? You will catch something. I think this class never takes very long. We have like 15 minutes. Well, you have my attention for the next 15 minutes if you want me to show you anything, do anything. It could be LinkedIn related or not. I'm here.
how often are you hopping on here and doing this?
Myself, I check it every day like my email. Just for people that want to go to free real estate school, or if I see someone that actually says something about buying a house, so I can give a lead, because I have 71 people in the pro coaching program now, and 19, well, actually I have 16, so I fired 3 people. I have 16 people on my personal team now, and that's like a lot. I'm nearing the 100 mark. So I'm lead generating at a high level in a million different ways, because I have almost 100 people to feed leads to, so they stay happy with me.
Are you going through your feed on that and commenting on things and things like that?
That is a game changer. That is a game changer. I also, I'm gonna give you a secret now. I Google complaints. Realtors. Lenders. Oh, I had an awful experience, da 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 da, or I love the ones that say we couldn't buy our house because da 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 da. I'm coming for you. I'll show you how you can buy a house. I'm sorry, I had such a shit ass experience. That's very tricky. Yes, I know. I said I started to complain. She's like, what? I'm like, nothing against me. I look for the people, and I might not say anything directly initially, especially if I see like, what you wanna look for is if they left the bad review or the complaint like a couple years ago, cause they may be ready to make a move again, but if it was recent, all of a sudden, that's my new friend on Facebook. All of a sudden, I stalk the internet, so I find their email address and I put them on some kind of smart plan where they get dripped on like once a month or once a quarter, just like they just, hey, here. Sometimes they get told to F off because they hate realtors in general now, which if it's fresh, that can happen, that's fine. They let them. I heard you guys talking about Mel Dobbins in the 11 o'clock
Yep.
thing. I love that lady because her book, Let Them. If I wouldn't have fired the 3 people last night if I hadn't ever read that book.
They're
Yeah.
reading that book, because I knew it wasn't the right culture for it.
Yeah, I also, in KW, when you're a team leader, you kind of feel a little bit of pressure from just because they want you to keep retention. They hate when you lose agents. And if you fire an agent, they more likely are gonna go to a different broker just because they're embarrassed and they don't want to stay here. And I held on to one person for about literally 3 years too long because I'm also the pro coach and expected to recruit. So obviously me getting rid of people is counterintuitive to what they expect me to do. So I'm not gonna lie, I held on to somebody way too long. And after I listened to Mel Robbins and the Let Them book, I was like, listen, all the KW can be pissed, but I'm not carrying this dead weight anymore. You know what I mean? And you do what you gotta do, you know? And if they're not.
A lot.
Like she probably weighed 165 pounds and I thought 165 pounds lighter, you know? So, you know, you have to do you. Nobody else is, get lucky, but most of the time you gotta do yourself. So I always tell people that. Always on your. No, not anymore. Not anymore, I'm just, should you be? Yes. Yes,
What should we be posting?
whatever
Like a
your
show, like
story,
market updates or something like that?
yes, I always say not whatever you share on Instagram and Facebook, because again, that's a little more light and fluffy. But facts, market updates, when you do have a beautiful listing, or if you have toured a beautiful listing. I would say that my tonality with LinkedIn stuff is a little bit more professional and serious than like any of the other platforms. So if you generally, like, there's some agents on here that are doing great business because they're light and they're funny and they're bubbly and da 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 da, everything else, I'm like, cut that shit out. Be a little bit more professional before you put it on your LinkedIn. Right? You don't wanna have the funny real estate memes and stuff are not for LinkedIn, and like I said, you'll see some yahoos doing it. I hate it, it makes me so mad, I'm like, can we have anything, like, but, you know, there's a time and place and a platform for everything, I feel like, right? So you want to keep the tone a little different here on LinkedIn, but it's literally a gold mine. Hence the theme of my cute little 5-slide situation, you know what I mean?
No, this is great.
Really,
Thank you.
There's,
I'll be honest, I've heard of LinkedIn and I just never.
Yeah, I mean, like what I was doing on LinkedIn was basically just connecting with the suggested connections.
Yeah.
Like that's basically,
That's what
and I mean, I would post on there, but other than that, like. I never really knew what to do with it, so.
definitely not.
Yeah.
Well, that makes me happy, I don't like teaching classes and people don't get any.
I feel like I need to,
Yes, this was
spend,
real
I know,
helpful.
now like.
well,
Or-
redo everything, like hers looks so great. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, let me redo.
You can go copy mine and.
It's already, I literally have it in my to-do list. LinkedIn.
Literally, perfectly fine. I know some people get real bent out of shape about that stuff. Most of my stuff, I saw somewhere and just tried to make it in my own way to make it better.
Right.
I'm not
You
reinventing.
take your
anything.
example and then put it in, write it in the words of me on ChatGPT, and it's not gonna be the same.
No, literally,
Yeah.
I have never, like, I see realtors that, like, I started, QR codes on my signs, and I didn't see any of my yard signs and stuff, and I didn't see anyone at the time doing that. I just thought about it because I was like really trying to drive so much traffic to this specific
Yeah.
landing page, so I went in. Now everybody's damn QR codes.
Let me ask you.
Leave it, Billy.
I saw one with the whole QR code. They just had the logo, brokerage logo, QR code, nothing else.
Yeah.
See, that's
I don't think it's legal, but
in one of the Facebook groups, and QR codes, and I was going through, you know, Facebook, so all the comments are wild. But I see them going, I see it both ways. Some people says, with the day, I mean, when I'm out, I don't scan QR code, just because I don't know who they are or what they're doing. Great, what